Hey, happy holidays, everybody. From the Green Show, yours truly, Mr. Greenhart, aka Rahshawn, wanted to wish you a special and warm happy holidays. Hope everyone's been enjoying their time, seeing family, loved ones. And the time passes really fast, so really good to make sure you cherish all of those times. But of course, we are back for another installment of the Green Show. This is episode number 3. And yes, of course, I am your host, Mr. Greenhart. We have a really great episode for you guys. This is a special holiday edition. I like to always do an episode around this time of year. Lots to talk about. There's always some special holiday sports activities going on. And in general, there's a lot going on during the holiday season. So I want to capture a little bit of that in today's episode. And of course, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what has been going on at the Ant Green Show and kind of what to expect coming into the new year, 2024. For those who don't know, I've been doing this podcast, the Ant Green Show, for a little over 2 years. Started off primarily with sports. I'm somebody who's played sports my entire life, and so it was just natural for me to go the sports route. But the Ant Green Show is continuing to evolve, and this year we are introducing, or sorry, I should say for 2024, we are now introducing segments that include food and music. And what I mean by that is professionals that are in the food space, culinary arts, and also professionals who are in the music space, producers, DJs, artists. That is something now that the Ant Green Show is going to be covering, and really excited to get a part of that because those are also two really big things, a part of my life. Sports has been something that I've been playing forever. Music, I've been a fan of music and different types of genres of music for a long time. And as well as with food, who would say no to wanting to try some of their favorite dishes made by, let's say, family, friends, people that are in your communities, and just if you're open to trying new food and you're somebody who enjoys to try food. So really excited to be covering that. But today's episode, of course, we're going to be talking about some of the Christmas highlights in the sports world specifically. So there was some big games in the National Basketball Association, the NBA, as well as the National Football League, NFL. There was also some good holiday stuff going around for the hockey world, for World Juniors. There were some really big fights in the month of December for UFC, and there were some pretty big boxing matches to end off the year. So we're going to be covering a little bit of that. And we're also going to be going back into our food and music segment just to talk a little bit more about that so people have a better idea of what exactly to expect from the Ant Green Show. And then lastly, we are going to touch on our 2024 outlook. So what are you going to expect to see from the Ant Green Show and all the great new creative ideas that we're coming up with? But without further ado, let's jump right into it. And again, if you guys haven't done so already, please make sure to like this video and to subscribe to the Ant Green Show. It really does help. I see all of the people who have been liking, the subscribers who have been following me for the last 2 seasons and now going on to the third. I really appreciate it. It's starting as something as that was just an idea and wanting to connect with friends. And lo and behold, it's going to become even bigger as time goes on, the more that the support is there. So I really do appreciate that. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. So some of the big games that came up. Let's start first into the NBA. We had some of the big Christmas games, one of my favorite times of year for the NBA. Of course, my team, the New York Knicks, we were playing as one of the first games against the Milwaukee Bucks. And thankfully, we were able to win. Great performance from Jalen Brunson. It feels so nice to be winning Christmas games. I know if there are any other Knicks fans out there, it's been long, hard seasons that have come and gone. And, you wish you had the Christmas games, you wish you had the big games, but sometimes it doesn't always happen. This year we have Jalen Brunson, or I should say he's been with us for at least 2 years now. But he is, in my opinion, all-star bound. He's the guy in New York. The ball's running through him in the late fourth quarter scenario. So great game from him. Not to slight Giannis. Giannis still had a 32-piece, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. And then we had the Warriors Nuggets game, so that is also a really good matchup. With the Warriors, I know there's been a lot of controversy with Draymond Green. Of course, he wasn't able to play in the game, so still featured some of the more popular guys like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins. The Nuggets did win. It was another day in the office for Nikola Jokic. He had a 26-14-8 game. Quiet game from Steph Curry. Andrew Wiggins was actually game high with 22, and Curry had 18. But yeah, I'm not sure which direction the Warriors are going to be going in. They definitely need to make some changes, but with Steph Curry there, Klay Thompson there, they always have a fighting chance. It's just the West is getting so competitive. So interested to seeing how they progress further. Next game, which I think was the game of the night, was the Celtics versus the Lakers. Jason Tatum definitely played well. He had a 28-point game, but there were multiple Celtics in double digits. Kristaps Porzingis, somebody who we know is always injury prone, actually had a really good game with 28 points and some clutch points in the fourth quarter. Not to slight AD had a 40 piece. AD's everyone's going to talk what they have to say about AD regarding injuries. But at the end of the day, for his size, his skill level, not too many people could, guard him. Not too many teams could slow him down. It's really just up to him. So he has to play at his potential almost every night. LeBron cannot carry the load anymore. As a matter of fact, LeBron had a very quiet night, 16 points, but still a good showing from AD, but the Lakers still got a lot of stuff to figure out. Quickly going on to Sixers Heat. Embiid was out. Butler was out. The rookie Jamie Jackies, if I'm pronouncing that right, Jr., had a 31-point game. So coming out game for the rookie on Christmas Day. Great for the Heat. Sixers Embiid was out. Tobias Harris was game high 27. And then finally with the Mavericks and the Suns. I love watching the Mavericks Suns because of the Luka Doncic Booker kind of back and forth and matchups, I guess you could say. But Luka had a 50 burger. Yeah, it was a big old 50 burger, and also multiple double digits from other people on that team. The Suns, KD and Booker combined for, I believe it was 36 points. Although the Suns look great coming into this season, injuries always plague the best team, so you have to be able to deal with that. And you also have to make sure that your stars are able to win games that are winnable. I mean, the Mavericks are a great team, but with guys like KD, Devin Booker, you got Nurkic now in the paint. You got to be able to figure this stuff out. Christmas games, although they are just like any other regular season game, you want to win those games. Those are the big games, statement games, big matchups, and everybody's watching. So, fortunately, the Mavs won that game. Flipping over now to the NFL really quick, we had 3 games on tap. The Raiders versus the Chiefs. Raiders won that game. I know a lot of Chiefs fans, if there are Chiefs fans, are going to say that there was a bit of controversy with the ref calls and, late game situations that come up. At the end of the day, it's sports. It happens to the best of them. You got to find ways to get the job done. O'Connell had about 32 yards, but Zamir White was probably the show out with 22 for 135. And, Mahomes had his 235. Quiet game from Kelsey, though. Maybe needed a little bit more of that swift touch, or maybe that swift lucky charm. Who knows? But not the night for the Chiefs. Then we also had the Giants-Eagles. Tommy DeVee started, but Tyrod finished. Eagles came out with the win. Jalen Hurts 301. And, the Eagles, although they had some, I wouldn't say big losses, they had some losses that, were winnable games. They're still a really dangerous team when it comes to the postseason, have tons of weapons. I like the Eagles going a bit further this year, potentially going back to the Super Bowl. But, of course, the game of the night, in my opinion, was the Baltimore Ravens versus the San Francisco 49ers. And, the Ravens defense was the star of this game. Of course, Lamar Jackson, he had 252 yards, but Brock Purdy with the 4 interceptions. Ravens also had 4 sacks. Really big statement game for the Ravens. that's my squad as well for people that don't know. So go Ravens, go Ravens Nation. We're taking it strong into the playoffs. And that was a big win. The Niners did not look like themselves, but hey, as they're saying in Baltimore, people don't want to play the style of football that Baltimore is playing. And it didn't look like the 49ers wanted to do it that night. So Ravens came through with that big win. Um, Touching quickly into some hockey news around the holidays, there wasn't really any big games for the Christmas, but there is the World Juniors for people that follow. So there is Team Canada that's playing that along with the U.S., Germany, Finland, other countries. Um, Canada right now, it's still early. They have 2 wins. They're at the top of their group, where Slovakia, so Canada is in Group A, Slovakia is in Group B, US is also in Group B. So Canada will probably match up with them at some point because that always ends up happening. The final for that is going to come up in January 2024, January 5th. So definitely tune into that. I always want the Canadian teams to win regardless of sport. So hopefully the Team Canada World Junior team is able to bring it home. And then also wanted to touch quickly on the fight scene. So UFC and boxing had some pretty decent matches for the year, and more importantly for the month of December. There was the Leon Edwards Colby Covington fight. I think going into it, the fight was very highly touted. A lot of people were excited to see the trash talk kind of meet its match, but Colby Covington didn't look like himself. Leon Edwards just picked him apart doing what he does best, and Leon Edwards ended up taking the win. The big match that everybody was looking for in 2023, in my opinion, was the Jon Jones-Stipe fight. Of course, Jon Jones got injured, but I think that is still a big fight to look for come 2024. So, UFC, the sport's evolving. Guys are making names for themselves all the time, but Jon Jones, before he retires, I think he definitely needs to fight Stipe to prove his worth. Sorry, I shouldn't say prove his worth. He's proven himself, but to really cement his career. And that'll be a good fight once that fight or whenever the UFC can get it and Jon Jones comes back. Hopefully, speedy recovery. In the boxing world, really quick, the big fight I think that passed us was the Tank Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Tank came out with that one. Ryan Garcia, great fighter, great, overall boxer, but he just didn't have it for him going at that time. Tank is the nickname Tank speaks for itself. So good to see him win. Good to see him continue to progress in his career. I know recently there was on December 23rd, the Deontay Wilder fight versus Joseph Parker, and that was a bit of an upset for Wilder to lose. I really hope Wilder gets back to kind of what we've known him to be. And, in the boxing world, guys, it's like if you make a name for yourself and you're doing well, then great, but you're only as good as your last boxing match. So Wilder still has some figuring out to do. Hopefully in 2024, he can get on a bit of a win streak and hopefully go back to contend for a title. But that is our Christmas segment today on the Ant Green Show, covering a little bit of what was going on during the holidays. I had a great time watching it, so it was really nice to kind of see how things played out. Now, flipping gears over to our segments for food and music. And really quickly, what I wanted to mention is that when it comes to food and music for the Ant Green Show, I really want to look to connect with professionals who are passionate in these spaces. I want to be able to share your story. I want to be able to talk some trends, talk about some of your long-term goals. So for people that are out there that are in the space, for whether it's culinary arts, they're a chef, they have their own, their own business where they're selling stuff online, or they have a retail storefront. And then for musicians, for DJs, producers, artists that want to get their name out there, they want to promote themselves, they want to connect with people. That's who I'm looking to work with. And I think in 2024, I'm going to really try to connect with as many people as possible from the local communities that I'm in, and also from friends and family alike. Those two areas, food and music, are really big. And so I know there's a lot of people that are currently doing stuff. And I'd love to work with you to be able to share what you have going on, kind of see what's to come for your own business. and then overall just kind of where you see the industry going and how you can continue to evolve to be able to impact the people that you're looking to get on your side and also to support you. And then lastly, of course, I wanted to talk about 2024 for the Ann Green Show. So we are going to be covering, of course, sports. We specialize in sports, but we're now going to be doing a bit of food and music. When it comes to sports, if people don't already know, the Ann Green Show, we are also partnered with Canada Sports and Fitness. And for people that don't know, Canada Sports and Fitness is an organization that helps to support youth sports as well as young adults to get the resources they need to get the exposure to play professionally or to play at a professional level, whether that be locally or whether that be abroad. And then also to help market and connect people to the right resources in their area. I think it's a really big thing for kids to pursue a career in sports, but I think it's even better for kids to be able to graduate with honors. And so I want to be able to help connect people through Canada Sports and Fitness to the right resources that'll help youth and young adults get into the right places, get the skills, talent, even get into some of the networks that they want to be involved with to be able to take their game to the next level, but then also to pursue that professional career in sports. So this touches on both sports. It also touches on fitness professionals. So if you're in the personal fitness field, if you're a Zumba instructor, if you're anything in regards to movement, activity, sport, definitely looking to connect with those people through Canada Sports and Fitness. Want to help give those people a platform to promote themselves, to create an identity for themselves, and then to connect them with individuals that can help them get to where they want to go. So that's going to be through sports on the Ant Green Show is through Canada Sports and Fitness. So definitely look out for that. The next thing I wanted to touch on is with food. And one of the highlights that I wanted to shout out is with Best Bite Foods. Yes, that is my dad, my family. They've had the business for a little over 25 years. And there's a lot of great things coming from Best Bite Foods. For people that don't know, Best Bite Foods, they're food products inspired by and from Caribbean background and giving you the best Caribbean flavors that you could find. The Best Bite Foods is really going to touch on some cooking techniques, going to show you some of the latest, greatest dishes that, the business has been able to produce. And then also getting some great promotional deals coming on into 2024. So shout out to Best Bite Foods. Really excited to see what's going on with that. And then lastly, with music, really big shout out I wanted to give is to my sister. That is Leah, aka Elevate. She is a DJ, producer, artist. She does a little bit of everything, and a lot of great things coming for her in the new year. So definitely keep an eye out for what she has going on. But in general, we want to make sure that we're covering all the big up and coming artists that are looking to make a name for themselves. Definitely would love for you to get involved with the Ant Green Show and have a great conversation to see what's going on and how how we could make a great connection together. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the holiday special edition. Please make sure to share this video. I know that it's still the holidays have come and gone so quickly, but it's really, really great for people to kind of see some of the stuff that's going on, especially with the Ant Green Show. We're coming up with so many creative ideas. So make sure to share this video with family and friends. This is the end of our episode for today. Wanted to recap again. We spoke about some Christmas games and some holiday games that have happened throughout the sports world. We've also spoken about some of the outreach and some of the connections that we want to make in the food and music space, specifically with people who are professionals or aspiring professionals. And that will be involving with Canada Sports and Fitness, Best Bite Foods, Elevate, of course, and other great partnerships that we have on board. And then, of course, for 2024, the outlook that we have right now is really just to grow those segments. We really want to try to get local talent. Being from Canada, we want to make sure that we cover our backyard first here at the Ant Green Show. And we also want to make sure we can connect with people globally so that we can share stories and connect people and help them get to where they want to be ultimately. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I am your host, Mr. Greenhart, aka Rahshawn. If you haven't already done so, like this video, please subscribe to the channel. That is at the Alleyne Green Show, and follow us on all social media platforms. We're so excited to be continuing on with this great podcast for season 3. Looking forward to seeing everybody in the new year. Wanting to wish everybody a happy and safe new year. Again, from yours truly, Mr. Greenhart, signing out for now. Peace and love.